Hello again, everybody, and welcome to the TribeFan879 YouTube channel. Tonight on the channel, we will continue the 2016 Minnesota Twins replay using Strat Advanced. This is game 110, where the Minnesota Twins travel to Tampa to face the Rays. And today's starting pitchers for the visiting Twins is Jose Berrios. And for the home team, Tampa Bay Rays, is Chris Archer. And we'll just go ahead and just get started. And we'll just announce everybody as either they come to the plate or as they make a play. And leading off and playing second base for the Twins is Brian Dozier. And here's the first pitch to Dozier. 6-7, and Archer throws the hook, and Dozier goes down swinging. And that's the first out of the game, and here is the first baseman, Joe Mauer. 5-6, and Mauer goes down swinging, so Archer gets the first two down on strikes. And here is the right fielder, Max Kepler. 5-7, and that goes to the second baseman. That is Logan Forsythe. Easy for me to say. 2-1. I think the Twins might have their first base runner, and they do. Kepler hits a hard single that just gets by Forsythe, and the Twins get their first hit of the day. And they will hold him on because Wilson has a noodle arm. And here is Miguel Sano, the designated hitter today. 6-5. And not getting to that ball may cost the Twins a run, or might cost the Rays a run. Oh, that's an 18. Kepler goes to third. He was being held on. That's a 13. That's to the center fielder. That's Kiermaier. He's a -4. That brings him down to a 9, but he gets a +2 for being with 2 outs. 1-11. Do they want to send him? No, they will hold him up and try to let Eddie Rosario get a base hit here. Wow, so Kiermaier's arm helps out the Rays there. And we will go to the center fielder, Eddie Rosario. 5-4. And that goes to Kiermaier. Oh, thankfully he is a 1. And he will get to that. And Kevin Kiermaier saves the Rays in the top half of the first. The Twins strand 2, and we go to the bottom of the first with the Twins no score and the Rays coming to bat. And here is Jose Berrios, and he will face Logan Forsythe, who couldn't quite get to that ball that Kepler hit. And here he is against Berrios. 6-9, and that's a fly ball to the left fielder. That's Danny Santana. Ranges over and makes the play, and that's 1 away here in the bottom of the first. And here is Kevin Kiermaier. 6-2. That goes to the first baseman, Mauer. He is a 2. And a 19, and that's a good play. Yes, it is. And Mauer ranges over, throws to Berrios covering, and that's 2 away in the bottom of the first, and there is no score in this game as of yet. And here is Evan Longoria. 5-11, right back to the box. Berrios is a 2, but he's an E24. This is going to be interesting. Nope, that's out of range, but the E24 means you will have to get an 8-10 or 12. Not even close. So Berrios gets over, throws it down the line, but the right fielder covering makes that only where he has to stay at first. So Evan Longoria put a little pressure on the pitcher, and he cracked, at least throwing the ball to first base. And here is Brad Miller. Now, he started the year with the Indians in 2018, but they let him go, and he didn't have very nice things to say. Whoops. 1-6. That's a single to 2. And that's a 14. And that's a line out to the first baseman, Mauer. And the Rays are retired here in the bottom of the first. And your score after one complete, the Twins nothing and the Rays nothing. And now batting the shortstop, Eduardo Escobar. 3-4. Ground ball to Tim Beckham playing first base today. He gets it, runs to the bag himself, and that's one away. And here is Jorge Polanco. 1-7, and he is patient, and ball 4 is wide. And so he is on first base. They will hold him on. And here is Kurt Suzuki with a runner on first and one out in the top half of the second with no score. 3-5. Pops one up to the left side of the infield. Miller says he has it, and he squeezes it for the second out. And here is the left fielder, Danny Santana. 1-8, and that's a ground ball to the second baseman, Forsythe. Over to Beckham, and that ends the inning for the Twins. We go to the bottom half of the second, no score. And Berrios will face the left fielder, Nick Franklin. 5-9 against the lefty. That's a fly ball to left. That's taken care of by Danny Santana. And that's one away here in the bottom half of the second inning. Excuse me while I get the pitcher's card a little bit more in focus here. All right, that's good enough. Okay. And here is Corey Dickerson, the designated hitter. 5-9, and that's a fly ball to left field as well. So Danny Santana, 2 putouts here in the bottom half of the second. And here is Steven Souza Jr. 6-7, and Berrios blows it by him. And that's strike 3, and the Twins are gone in order here in the second. And we go to the top half of the third, no score. And so Archer will face the top half of the order here in the top of the third. That is Brian Dozier, the second baseman. He struck out his first time up. 6-6, and he won't strike out this time. Hits one into the gap. Will it get to the wall? No. Cut off in center field, and they hold Dozier to a single. Now, he is an ace Steeler, and Bobby Wilson, today's catcher, is a +2. So he would be a 1-15 Steeler, and they will definitely put the wheels in motion. But will they go for a hit and run, or will they just straight steal? I think they will just straight steal. 1-15 for Dozier. And that's a whoops, that was a 14. And he is safe. So Brian Dozier steals second. And Joe Mauer with a runner in scoring position here against Chris Archer, and runner on second with nobody out. And here's the pitch to Mauer, 4-5. And Mauer takes it deep. Doesn't have the distance. 1-14. And that ball is high, deep, and all Steven Souza can do is watch it go. Home run Joe Mauer. And the Twins lead 2-0 here in the top of the second. And the Twins dugout is celebrating as Chris Archer threw him probably a hanging curve that hung right in Mauer's wheelhouse, and he smacks it over the right field wall. So the Twins lead 2-0, and here is Max Kepler. 5-8. That's a fly ball to left field. So that's taken care of by Franklin. And here is Miguel Sano. He doubled his last time up. 1-5. And he might double again. Oh, save the camera. But we'll see here. That is a 12. Sorry, I have to kind of fix my lamp situation here. That's the second time in a row that this camera has gone bye-bye. Okay. So that was a 12. Sorry. All right. So that was a 12. So no doubles again. So he is 2 for 2 with 2 doubles. And here is Eddie Rosario. He flew out to center field his last time up. 3-7. Base hit to left field. And Sano will just stay there as he is slow. Or you could say he is a stoic runner. And the Twins have runners on first and third with 1 out. And here is Eduardo Escobar. They won't bring the corners in because he's not that good a bunter, but 1-10. Fly ball to left field. Will it be deep enough? Sano, 9, gets another 2 for being a sac fly situation, and he gets another 1 for Franklin's weak arm. 1-12. They will send him. Here's the throw. And he is out. So the Twins try to get a little greedy here. 7-2 on the putout. And the Twins are gone here in the top of the third. However, they scored 2 on the Mauer 2-run homer. And going into the bottom of the third, it is the Twins 2 and the Rays nothing. And here is the first baseman, Tim Beckham. 1-5. And that's a strikeout for Berrios. That is his second of the day. And here is Bobby Wilson, the catcher. 6-8. And Wilson draws ball 4. So the 9th place batter walking is usually not a good sign of things to come, but we'll see if Berrios can get over this. And here is Logan Forsythe. 5-9. That's a fly ball to right, and that's 2 away here in the bottom of the third, and the Twins leading 2-0. And here is Kevin Kiermaier. 2-4. And that's a high pop to the right side of the infield. Dozier is under it, and he squeezes it, and the 1-out walk does no damage. And we go to the top half of the fourth, and the Twins lead 2-0. Okay. And here is leading off, and in the top half of the fourth is Jorge Polanco. He walked his first time up. 2-2. And he pops one high to the right side of the infield, and Forsythe squeezes it for the first out. And that brings up the catcher, Kurt Suzuki. Popped out to the shortstop his first time up. 1-10. And that's a ground ball to Forsythe. Throws it to first, and that's 2 away here in the top half of the fourth, with the Twins leading 2-0. And here is Danny Santana. 4-8, and he goes down swinging. So 1-2-3 inning for the Twins here in the top of the fourth. And we go to the bottom of the fourth with the Twins leading 2-0. Okay. And here is Evan Longoria. He reached on an error by Berrios his first time up. Whoops, foul ball. If I had the other two dice there. 6-9. That's a deep fly ball to left field, but Santana has enough room to put it away. And that's out number one here in the bottom of the fourth. 1-10, and that's a shallow fly ball to left. And Santana once again takes care of it, and that's two away here in the bottom of the fourth, with the Twins leading 2-0. And here is Vic Franklin, 2-8, and that's a high pop. Just reaches into fair territory, and Mauer grabs it, and the Rays go 1-2-3 here in the fourth. And we go to the top half of the fifth, and the Twins lead 2-0. And here is Archer once again reaching the top half of the order. And that means he might not be too much longer for this game. So here he is against Dozier, singled and stole second and scored on a Mauer homer. 6-7, and he strikes out. Whoops. Dozier, yeah, against O'Reilly, he still strikes out. And here is Joe Mauer. He hit the home run that put the only 2 runs on the board for the Twins. 5-9, not this time. Archer gets him swinging. And here is Max Kepler. He is 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a flyout. 3-2, and he draws a walk. And the Twins have a 2-out base runner here for Miguel Sano. 4-12, and Archer strikes out the side. So we go to the bottom half of the fifth, and the score is the Twins 2 and the Rays nothing. And here is Berrios. Now he is at his point of weakness, but he has only faced 14 batters. So it looks like he's going to try to maybe extend a little bit today. 4-7, not so much so fast. Here is, he hits one into the gap, and that gets down for a double. Oops, that's Dickerson. Against the lefty. Oops, that's only a single for Dickerson. My bad. Okay. So now here's Steven Souza Jr. 4-10. That's a fly ball to shallow left, and running in and making the catch is Santana. And that holds Dickerson at first. And here is Tim Beckham, the first baseman. He struck out his first time up. 1-6. And that's a strikeout. So Berrios gets the next 2 after the leadoff single. And here's the 9th place hitter, the catcher, Bobby Wilson. 6-2. That goes to the first baseman, Mauer. And that's a 2, and I don't think that's going to do it. 2 and a 2. No, that squeezes through. And Wilson reaches on a single. And the Twins will not get anybody up now. They're going to try to let Berrios go through the 5th. 4-4 to the center fielder. That's Rosario. He's a 3. And a 17, and that might just do it. Yes, it does. That's the 3rd out. And Berrios gets through the 5th. And the Rays strand 2, and we go to the top of the 6th. The Twins lead 2-0. The Twins will get some bullpen action. They will get Trevor May and Taylor Rogers loosening in the pen, just in case Berrios might struggle in the sixth. And here is Chris Archer in the top of the sixth. This will probably be it for him, as he has already faced 22 batters. 2-7, that's a strikeout. I'm at 2-7. Yep, that's a strikeout. That's the righty. And here is Eduardo Escobar. 6-3. And he is normal power, and against a lefty, that's a 1-17. This is high, deep, and no! Up against the wall is Steven Souza, and he makes the catch. Just missed it. So, that's a deep, deep fly ball to right, and maybe it just missed one of them catwalks there. And here is Jorge Polanco. 5-7. That goes to the second baseman. That is Forsythe. He's a 2. And a 15. And that will be good enough. And Archer gets through the sixth. And that'll be it for him after that scare with Escobar. So Archer goes through his sixth. They will get Danny Farquhar and no, we're going to save him for later. And Brad Boxberger are going to be loosening in the pen. So we got two righties loosening. And there's Berrios. He is on a very short leash. So pretty much the first hit, I think they might pull him. 6-5 against the lefty. That ball is high, deep, and gone. Kevin Kiermaier has just taken Jose Berrios deep, and the Rays have cut the deficit in half. It is now the Twins 2 and the Rays 1. And we think that that's enough for Berrios, and Paul Molitor will come to the mound and take the ball from Archer, or not from Archer, from Berrios. And Taylor Rogers will now come into the game. And here is Evan Longoria, 0 for 2 on the day. He reached on an error. 5-11. That's a fly ball to left. Santana is a 3. And an 18, and that's going to be a good play. Yes, it is. And that's the first out of the inning, and then Longoria is 0 for 3 on the day. And here's Brad Miller, 0 for 2 with a line out and a fly out. 1-11, that's a ground ball to Dozier, ranges over, throws, and just gets him at first. And here is Nick Franklin, 0 for 2 as well today. 4-10, woof. Fly ball to right, and the Rays are retired here in the bottom of the sixth, but they cut the deficit in half, and they trail 2-1. All right, and the Rays will pull Chris Archer, and they will have Danny Farquhar come in. Now, as many of you might remember, this probably was his year before he went to Chicago and collapsed in the dugout from a brain aneurysm, but thankfully he is okay now, and I believe he's pitching in the Yankees minor league system. So, congratulations to Farquhar for making it back, but let's see if he resumes any MLB activities. All right, and Farquhar will face Kurt Suzuki, Danny Santana, and Brian Dozier here in the top of the 7th. 1-3 against the righty. That's a ground ball to Beckham over to Farquhar, and that's one away here in the top of the 7th. And here is Danny Santana, the left fielder. 5-4, that's a catcher X. Wilson is a 3 and a 12. We might have to go to the air rating. Yes, we will. And Wilson is an E1, so as long as he doesn't roll a 3, we're okay. Yep, we're fine. Okay, that's a ground ball in front of the plate. Wilson pounces on it, throws to first, and that's 2 down here in the top of the 7th, where the Twins lead 2-1. And the Twins will have Trevor May coming into the game coming up as Rogers pitched a full inning. Here's Brian Dozier, 2 out, nobody on here in the top of the 7th. 3-6, and that's a high pop to the first baseman. Beckham's under it, and the Twins are retired in order here in the top of the 7th. And we go to the bottom of the 7th. Up on your feet. Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back for it's root, root, root for the Rays. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Okay, so Rogers will not be in. Trevor May will come in to pitch the 7th. And we will have... Sorry, let me fix this. Okay. And May has Dickerson, Souza, and Beckham to face here in the bottom of the 7th. But the Twins still leading 2-1. 5-8. And Dickerson draws a free pass. Oh, here it is. Okay. And Dickerson is 1 for 2 on the day. And here is Steven Souza Jr. 1-6, and that's strike 3. He goes down swinging, the second strikeout of the day for Souza. And here is Tim Beckham. He has struck out twice today. 3-11, not this time. Base hit to right field. Kepler's a -1. No, they will not send... No, well, it'd be 1-12, but not so much. So, Beckham will have a single, and the Rays have runners on first and second with 1 out. And the Twins will get bullpen action. They will get Ryan Presley loosening in the pen. And here's Trevor May against the catcher. Maybe with nobody out we would bunt, but not with 1 out. 5-4 to the third baseman. That is Polanco. He is a 4. This is in range. It would be nice. If it's not, it's probably an automatic error. It's probably not going to matter anyway. 4 and a 3. And that's a base hit. It goes through the hole. Wilson with his second hit of the day. Dickerson rounds third and heads home, and the game is tied as Beckham also moves to third. And Trevor May has not done his job today. And that's it. Paul Molitor is going to the bullpen as May is already tired, and he will go to Ryan Presley in a tough situation. The Twins will bring the infield in as the game is tied, and they don't want that other run to score. So here is Logan Forsythe with the infield in and 1 out. 1-9, and it won't matter. 1-2 is a triple. If not, it's a single. That's a 12. And Let me get the particulars in. He singles. Beckham scores. Wilson to third. And the Rays have found their hitting shoes here in the bottom of the seventh. And they now lead 3-2. And here is Kevin Kiermaier. 5-7. And he flies out to center field. However, that's deep enough. That will score Wilson from third. Excuse me. And the Rays have scored 3 in the inning and now lead 4-2, as that's the second out of the inning, but that's a productive out, as they like to say. And so the Rays have 2 outs and a runner on first for Evan Longoria. 5-6. And can Longoria get Forsythe home from first? A 1-5 would do it. And that's a 3. And that rattles around. Longoria makes it to third. And that means that Forsythe will score from first. Wow. So the Rays have really broken this open. That's 4 runs in the inning, and they now lead 5-2. And Presley, they're going to leave him in to try to get the last out. 1-8. And that's a strikeout by Miller. That will end the inning, but the Rays score 4 as their fans give them a nice ovation. And we go to the top half of the 8th. And your score, the Rays 5 and the Twins 2. And that means Farquhar will be out. And they will bring in Brad Boxberger to pitch the 8th. Okay. All right, so Boxberger will face the lefty, Joe Mauer, so a righty-lefty matchup. 1-2, and that's a ground ball back to the mound. We're not playing with injuries, so that doesn't matter. And that's one away here in the top of the 8th, sorry. Here's Max Kepler. 5-5. That's a ground ball to the shortstop. That's Miller. He is a 4. And a 9. And that is not going to be in range. Miller is an E23. So which means he will have to get a 7-9 or 11-12. And that's a 7. So, and as I'll say in craps, 7 out, 7 out. And that means that Kepler is out as well. And here is Miguel Sano, 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the 8th, and the Rays leading 5-2. 3-7, and that's a strikeout. So Boxberger sets the Twins down in order. And we go to the bottom half of the 8th, and the Rays lead 5-2, and they will get Alex Colomé, their closer, warming in the pen with it being a 3-run deficit. If not, they will get Kevin Jepson loosening if it is not a save situation. All right, so Presley got the 2 outs here. I think they'll sit him here. We will go with Buddy Boshears for the first 2 batters probably, and then have Michael Tonkin face the 3 right-handers. So here is Buddy Boshears. So that's number 4. Okay, so Boshears will face Nick Franklin. So we have a lefty. They're moving Franklin back to the right, over to the right side. So 4-10. But he is weak against the lefty, so 1-9 would be a base hit. And doesn't matter, that's an 18, and that's a fly ball to left. For the first out of the inning, and here is Corey Dickerson, lefty-lefty matchup. 6-9, and that's a strikeout. And Paul Molitor doing the matchups. He will call on the righty, Michael Tonkin, to face the right-handers. And we will make this target call to the bullpen. I guess that's about the only thing I can think of that's in Minnesota. Okay, so 2 out, nobody on, and here is Michael Tonkin. 2-12. And that is a line out to the third baseman. If there were runners on, they would have all been out. But there's not. And we go to the top half of the ninth with the score, the Rays 5 and the Twins 2. And here comes Alex Colomé, the closer. And Colomé had 37 saves in 2016. So we will try to... The Rays will try to finish this game off. A big 7th inning was to help. Okay, so the Twins will have Rosario, Escobar, and Polanco here in the top half of the ninth. Six, 8, and against the lefty, that's a fly ball to the left fielder. That is Franklin. He grabs it, and that's one away. And here is Eduardo Escobar. 2-7, and that's a fly ball to the center fielder. And the Twins are down to their last out, and here is Jorge Polanco. And he is 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. 1-6, and this game will not end at this point. That's a 3, and that's ripped into the gap. And Polanco is on with a 2-out double. And we will let Kurt Suzuki hit as it's not a dire situation here. They're still down by 3, so they will let Suzuki bat. 2-6, and maybe that's a good idea. He said, "Thank you, manager, for having confidence in me." He rips this one, and that's a double as well. So the Twins, with back-to-back doubles, cut the deficit to 5-3. And here is Danny Santana. We'll let him hit as well. I mean, they still have Robbie Grossman on the bench, but he's about as good against righties as, I guess, against as Santana is. But all right, they'll let Santana swing here with 2 outs and a runner on second, and the Twins trailing 5-3. 1-5, and that's a ground ball to second. So Santana, as the tying run, does not make good contact. Let's see here. Just for giggles, they brought up Grossman. That would have been a walk, but they didn't do it. Or if it was Kenny Vargas, that would have been a home run chance. But nope, they decided to go with Santana. And he grounds out to second. And that ends the ball game. With the score, the Rays 5 and the Twins 3. And that drops the Twins record to 44-66. All right, so Colomé pitches a 9th inning here that was a little hairy, but he gets the job done. All right, so Jose Berrios pitched the first 5 innings. He allowed the home run to Kiermaier in the 6th, but he will get the no decision. We'll go through the particulars here. We'll just do a quick recap. The starters were Jose Berrios and Chris Archer. The Twins got out first in the top of the 3rd. Brian Dozier singled, stole second, and Joe Mauer goes deep for a home run. That put the Twins up 2-0. Like I said, the home run by Kiermaier in the 6th was the end of Berrios. He went 5 innings, gave up 2 hits. Maybe they should have left him in a little longer, but he was on the edge of being tired. 3 hits, actually, then. Sorry. The 1 run, and he struck out 3. And so then Taylor Rogers came in, pitched, got the next 3 outs. However, in the bottom of the 7th, with Trevor May coming in, that's when it all went downhill. Leadoff walk to Dickerson after a strikeout to Steven Souza. Tim Beckham and Bobby Wilson with back-to-back singles scores Corey Dickerson. Single by Logan Forsythe brings home Tim Beckham, and a sac fly by Evan Longoria brings home Wilson, and that put the Rays ahead 4-2. They would score their final run here on Kevin Kiermaier. Actually, no, not Kevin Kiermaier. A Evan Longoria triple scores Forsythe from first, and that would make it 5-2. The Twins would actually get a runoff of Alex Colomé. 2-out rally, back-to-back doubles by Jorge Polanco and Kurt Suzuki, but Danny Santana, as the tying run, grounds out to the second baseman, and the Twins fall to 44-66. All right, well, that will end this broadcast. The next game that will be broadcast will not be against the Rays, but that will be the second game of a doubleheader against the Houston Astros, and we will have Chris Davinsky against Tommy Malone. So that will be in game 115. There will be a Twins Weekend Baseball coming before that game, so look out for that video. Hopefully I'll be able to get that to you by the end of the week. All right, everybody, thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please hit that like button and hit the subscribe button and hit that bell icon, and you'll be notified when new videos come out. And from TribeFan879 here, thank you for watching, and whatever games you are playing, may your games be lively and your games be good. Have a good night or good day, everybody, whenever you watch it.